Did you know that you can achieve any goal, not by using willpower or motivation, but by creating the right system that makes your success inevitable? I'm here to tell you that with the right systems in place, you can not only manage your health, your business, your personal growth and relationships, you can also achieve your wildest goals in each of those areas. So today I'm going to show you how to build those systems for your life so you can stop relying on brute force, on willpower, and instead make it almost effortless to hit any goal that you want to achieve. So let's get started. I know firsthand that there will be times when you start to feel frustrated because you know what you need to be doing. And I know sometimes you manage to get started, but you just can't develop the consistency required to make progress. It happens to everyone. You set goals, but somewhere between the motivation and the follow through, something breaks down. And you're sat there scrolling on your phone and giving into those same old excuses. You fall back into the old patterns and wonder, why can't I stick to this? You want to be able to show up every day, day after day, without dragging yourself through consistent resistance. What you truly want is ease. You want momentum that doesn't feel forced. And the mistake you may be making is trying to willpower your way to success. As if by sheer force, you can overcome the resistance and the obstacles around you. And sometimes you might be able to, but willpower, just like motivation, is limited. It fades. Willpower is not always present. Willpower is not built for long-term change. Think about this for a second. What if success did not depend on motivation or willpower? What if you could build your life in such a way that your success became almost automatic? Wouldn't that be amazing and truly a game changer in your life? Let me show you how to do this right now. How to stop relying on sheer willpower and motivation and start designing systems. Systems that remove the need for willpower, systems that remove the temptations, that makes the right choice automatic, and systems that do all the heavy lifting for you. Having this kind of system in your environment can override almost any need for willpower. Imagine creating an environment that worked harder for you than your discipline does. That's what we're diving into now. Because the secret to lasting transformation, it's not found in pushing harder. It's in setting things up so that you don't have to push at all. Let's begin with one core truth. You are not the product of your goals nor your ambitions. You are the product of your environment. You don't fail because you're lazy. You fail because your environment is stronger than your intentions. We as humans become what we are surrounded by, not overnight, but eventually. You walk into a noisy room and you forget what quiet even sounds like. You hang around with tired people and suddenly becoming tired seems normal. You surround yourself with bold and driven people and guess what happens? You rise to their level. If you really want to change your life, you have to change the conditions that created your current life. So instead of battling those same temptations every day, what if you just made those temptations much harder to reach, or better still, impossible? Instead of forcing new habits, what if you made those new habits automatic, accessible, and basically inevitable? Everything around you is influencing you every day. The clutter in your house, the phone next to your pillow, the Instagram notification while you're working, these aren't just distractions. They're environmental signals pulling you out of alignment. If you want to make real lasting change, then design a system around you that guides your behavior, even when your mind is tired and you don't feel like it. Let me give you a few examples. If you're trying to journal every morning, then leave your journal and a pen open on the table the night before, setting you up for the morning. If you're building a morning fitness routine, then lay your clothes out before you go to bed and place them somewhere that you cannot not see them when you wake up. Literally put them in your path. If you're trying to stop wasting time scrolling on your phone, then delete certain apps and keep your phone as often as possible in another room. If you want to eat better, then get the chips and junk food out of your house altogether. Your future is largely determined by how many things you do not need to resist. And once you set up that system, the results take care of themselves. Here's something really simple, but it's often ignored. If your environment is a mess, your mind probably is too. And yet we tolerate it. Every day in some way. We step over the same pile of dirty clothes, we scroll past the same digital noise, and then we wonder why we're feeling scattered and unproductive. Clarity comes through elimination. If your environment doesn't match your vision and your goals, you won't get there. And you can't think clearly or make the best progress in a space filled with old versions of you. You need to let it go. If you only apply one thing from this video, then make it this thing. Create a new environment that influences you to do the right things. And a great way to do this is to create what's known as forcing functions in your life. A forcing function is a condition or commitment that you set up in advance that forces you to follow through even when you don't feel like it. Here's what that may look like in real life. If you want to start working out, then sign up for a class where you'll get charged every time you miss a session. If you want to build your business, then hire a coach or a mentor who will hold you to certain deadlines. Maybe give a friend $200 and say, only give this back to me if I follow through on my goals this week. It's as simple as even putting the TV remote control in another room and locking it away in a drawer, or blocking your social media websites for 8 to 10 hours a day. These are environmental commitments that remove the option to fail. It's accountability, pressure, and automation all rolled into one. Don't rely on discipline. Use structure to make the path easier. You don't rise to the level of your intentions, you fall to the level of your systems. Set up systems that make quitting hard and following through automatic. Leave your cell phone in your car when you get home from work. The simple act of leaving your phone outside your immediate proximity forces you to act the way you intend. It's simple. The phone isn't around. You can't use it if it's not there. Forcing functions have this combination of usefulness and simplicity. You turn a behavior you'd like to do into something you have to do. It becomes your antidote to self-sabotage. Rather than relying on willpower or lying to yourself that you won't mindlessly look at your phone while it's in your pocket, you remove that option altogether. And that's the very definition of a forcing function. It's an embedded constraint that stops you from making certain errors. Forcing functions, they're amazing because they're another way of freeing up your working memory as well. Rather than agonizing every day over what you should do or having to continuously, consciously manage your behavior, you're creating an environment that outsources desired behaviors. You can then be present in the moment with your loved ones where you are right now. You can focus on their needs because you're not constantly struggling with your own needs. Forcing functions are about making one decision that makes all other decisions either much easier or irrelevant altogether. Keeping your options open, that often sets you up for paralysis and failure. It's called paralysis by analysis. It's better to remove options you already know are pleasurable, but ultimately distractive or even destructive. You can set up your whole life this way, and you'll have moments in the future where you thank your prior self for making a powerful decision that is now influencing your present experiences. If you're serious about your goals, you won't leave it up to chance. Instead, you'll build several external defense systems around your goal. It's not about mindset, willpower, attitude, self-esteem, or even discipline. On the contrary, true commitment is about outsourcing these inner strengths to an environment that makes them subconscious and instinctive. Now, I'd like to share with you a metaphor that's stuck with me for years, and it's really helped me stay on course towards my long-term goals. Think about airplanes for a minute. Airplanes, they're off course 90% of the time during a flight. 90%! They're being pushed to the side by wind or thrown off by turbulence. How do they still land on time and in the right place? Well, it's because of constant course correction. Minute by minute, they're being nudged back on track by guidance systems, by feedback loops, and also by the committed pilots. Now think about your life. Think about your goals, your path. You will get knocked off course by distractions, by setbacks, by your own emotions. But the question is, how often are you checking your coordinates? How often are you course correcting? This is where most people get this completely wrong. Most people don't even know they're off course until it's too late and they crash. Ask yourself, where's my life headed right now? How often do I pause to check if I'm aligned with my deeper goals? And what's the system I'm using to bring myself back when I drift off course? Now that system could be journaling, it could be talking to a mentor, or it could just be 5 minutes of silence and meditation in the morning. The important thing isn't how you're checking in, it's that you do check in. Because your destination matters, and how often you realign your course determines if and when you will get there. And the best time to do this realignment is first thing in the morning. Why? Because if you start your day reacting, you'll keep on reacting throughout the day. Those emails, the notifications, all that noise, they will start pulling you into the same identity that you're currently trying to escape. That's why your morning routine, it shouldn't be viewed as a luxury. It should be viewed as your launch pad for the day. Because here's the truth. You can't build a new life while operating from the energy and the system of your old life. Your morning routine is like your daily identity reset. It's how you step into the version of you that thinks clearly, that acts courageously, and leads their day with intention. And no, it doesn't have to be a 2-hour session long. Even 5 to 10, 15 minutes of focused action, reading, meditating, journaling, planning, moving your body, whatever gets you into peak state, do it early and do it intentionally. Because once your state is elevated, your actions follow, your decisions follow, and your identity follows for the rest of the day. Don't wait until you feel confident to take action. Start the day right by taking action, and the confidence will follow. Here's what this all comes down to. You don't need to be more disciplined. You don't need to be more motivated. You need to redesign your world. If you keep operating in the same environment with the same triggers, expecting different outcomes, you're setting yourself up to fail. Like Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over, but expecting a different result. So to summarize, design environments that make success easy. Create a morning ritual to enter peak state on a daily basis. Remove distractions and make space for clarity, and set up forcing functions to guarantee that you'll take action. I have a very simple but powerful one-page forcing functions template designed to help you set up your system for success, and it's my gift to you. Just type the word system down in the chat and it's all yours. Do these 4 simple things and your success won't just be likely, it'll be inevitable. Build a life that works with you and for you, not against you. You don't need more willpower or motivation. What you need is a better system.